going to use this wooden server spoon that I got on sale at Hobby Lobby and these wooden ovals to make a rustic turkey. I like the color of the wood for this project, so I'm not going to completely cover it up, but I'm going to use some different colors just to dry brush over to make some layers and make it look aged. The first color I'm using is Real Brown, and it's just an acrylic paint. And then this next one is Caramel. I'm dry brushing on the front and back side of the spoon, as well as around the wooden edges of the ovals. And you want to be sure that each layer dries in between. The next color I'm using is Mineral Waverly Chalk Paint. It has kind of a grayish tone, and I just think it adds a really nice weathered appearance. And then for the last layer, I'm going to use some ink colored chalk paint, also by Waverly, just to accent it a little bit. I'm not putting a whole lot on, but I do want black to be kind of my accent color for this piece. Next, I'm going to use this embossed tile sticker from Dollar Tree to decorate my little wooden oval. So I'm just tracing each piece out, cutting it out, gluing it on to the wooden oval, and then I'm going to take some of that black chalk paint and just dry brush some over the top. And these are going to be my turkey feathers, so I'm going to arrange them behind my spoon, add a few drops of hot glue, and then attach them to the spoon. I'm just using my scraper tool here to move some of those glue puddles around where I didn't want them to be. And then I'm adding more hot glue to the back to make sure it's secured. And then I'm going to do a little light sanding here. I cut these pieces out of cardboard. It's a square and a rectangle for the hat, and then a little triangle for the beak. And I'm pulling the top layer of cardboard off to expose the corrugation. I'm going to use that same acrylic brown paint to paint the square and the rectangle that's going to be my hat. And then I'm going to use some bittersweet orange to paint the little beak. And then for that beak, I'm going to take a little bit of the brown and dry brush it over it. And then for my hat pieces, I'm going to dry brush the ink color over those. It just really gives it a little character and makes it look a little aged. Plus, I want to keep bringing elements of that black into my project. So now I'm gluing the square down and then the little rectangle on top of that. And then I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush to make two little dots for eyes and glue my beak down. And it's just a simple little face. And now I'm going to work on my bow. I'm going to start with some cheesecloth that I coffee stained and just kind of layer it back and forth to make that the base part of my bow. And I'm going to use 2 strips of that to make sure that it's nice and fluffy. And next I'm going to add a strip of burlap that I cut, and then a strip of this black and tan fabric. I have a thicker, wider strand and then a more skinny strand that I put on the top. I'm just tying it up here with my string and fluffing it up. And then I'm going to use some hot glue to secure it right where the handle of the spoon ends. Then I'm going to add this little cluster of acorns that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm tying on a piece of the edging of the burlap that I cut off earlier to make my bow. And then I'm gluing that down as the center of my bow. I have these berry picks that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm just adding a couple little sprigs to the top of my bow. Now I'm going to take a little scrap piece of that cheesecloth and glue it to the top of my hat and add a few of those berries on there as well. And then also a piece of the edging from the burlap. I'm going to add that right above the little brim of his hat. And then to finish it off, I'm going to dry brush on some black paint to my acorns. And now we have a cute little rustic turkey. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. If you love my little turkey, please like, share, and comment. See you next time.